So, how many times have you given a client a quotation and you have not sought to understand what they really want or their desires? And then you come to realize that maybe they wanted even more and you cannot now add the quotation because there is no time, or you realize that you have underquoted because their demands were too much, or they could have given you double the money. It's just that you did not seek to understand them and who they are. Maybe they could afford times 3 the quotation or times 10 the quotation. And that is what we are handling today. How to take care of a discovery session and what is a discovery session. Welcome. So welcome to our channel. My name is Jonathan of photolongers.com, which is an educational platform specifically for creatives. We talk about photography and filmmaking. And it's a long time since I uploaded a new video, and right now I have come back. I had gone for a little break, if not procrastination, and so now I am back, and today we are talking about an amazing topic. But before we talk about that, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go down below and click on the red subscribe button, and also click on the bell icon to get notifications each and every time we release a new video. So today we are talking about a discovery session, and first of all I need to make us understand what is a discovery session. So I have some notes with me and I'm going to read some of these definitions because I have not crammed them in my head, so allow me to do that. What is a discovery session? So a discovery session is a meeting. It can be a meeting or a series of meetings whose goal is to ask questions and listen to what the potential client has to say. That is what is a discovery session. And one of the important things of a discovery session is to be able to understand the customer, his challenges, his pain points, his opportunities, everything that is why is he coming to you? What do you want? What does the client want you to solve for him or her? And so that is the importance of a discovery session. So your potential clients have a lot of challenges. That's why they come to us. For example, if it's a wedding photographer, they're coming to you because they want coverage for their wedding. They want their memories to be captured. That's enough problems. That's enough hassle for them. If you are at strategists like me, companies come to me because they need to increase their sales. They need to increase their marketing activities, and they need a better strategy that works so that they cannot waste their marketing money, so they can get an amazing return on investment. And so those are the kinds of things that you need to think about a discovery session. So first of all, it's good to know that a discovery session is not a time for you to sell your product or service or for you to brag how you have worked for many clients. That's not the time for this. This is the client's time. In fact, a discovery session is for the client. It's not for you. It's for you to understand the client, to be able to speak out. What is his problems? What exactly do they want it solved? And how do they want it? And how fast do they want it? So don't go to a discovery session and start bragging about how you have worked for who and for the who's of who's. Please don't do that. A discovery session is all about understanding and listening to your client. And by now he's not a client, by the way. In a discovery session, I don't call the people speaking with my clients. I'm calling them prospects. In fact, I'll call them leads because they have not even yet made the purchase. So they want to have a meeting with me so that I can understand them, to be able to give them a quote, then convince them that they need to spend that money with me, and that's how they become a client. I hope that is understandable. So let us talk about how to have a successful discovery session. A discovery session does not have to be a physical meeting, nor does it have to be an online meeting. But then you have to look for a way that you can be able to have a conversation that is convincing and more effective. To me, I prefer a physical meeting, and if a physical meeting is not really enough, we'll go for an online meeting, whether it's a Zoom or a Google Meet, where I can be able to see their faces and their facial expressions. Why? Because I want to get each and every information from them, whatever they speak and whatever they don't speak. Whatever they speak is important. Whatever they don't speak is even more important, because with their body language and their eyes, their mouths, how they're moving their body, I can be able to tell so much from them. And that's how an important a discovery session is for me and my business. So to have a successful discovery session, whether it's an online one or the physical one, that is how we do it. Number one is talk less. So there is no way you can be able to understand your customer if you're the one talking. The only way to understand your prospect or your lead is by allowing them to speak as much as they can, and from all those speakings and the things they answer, then you can be able to understand where they are, what's really the magnitude of their problem, and how much you can charge it. Now you need to talk less for you to be able to understand. Now when you talk less, what do? You go to number two. You need to listen keenly. Now you don't just stand there and just listen to them and let them just speak. No, you need to keenly listen to them and understand what they're try to feel in their emotions and in their frustrations and in their misunderstandings and in their the problem they want to solve. Be empathetic, try fit into their problems, and that comes through listening keenly. You can write down stuff, you can write what you think about them, what you think about their problem, is it solvable, some of the solutions you might have for them. But then as they talk, as they do the talking, you need to listen, and then that listening will help you even ask more questions for you to understand more. And number three, you need to ask questions. One way for you to understand things, even in class when you are being taught, is by asking questions. One way you ask questions is, first of all, you derive questions from listening. Sometimes they may say things that you need more clarification, and then you ask a question. Sometimes you may have a list of questions in a questionnaire that you may want to ask them, then you may ask them those questions that particular time. How and when do you do a discovery session? So I have just said that a discovery session is a session for you to understand the lead or the prospect. For example, I get an email about a person who wants some wedding photography. So what I do is that's when I put in a discovery session. One, because I want to understand them before I quote. First of all, I need to even vet them, whether they are really fit for my business, so that I cannot waste time doing so much transactions, and then after 1 month they say that we are not fit for business. So to avoid me wasting time with so much meetings and conversations with clients, then I'll have to make sure that I have a discovery session to qualify them. So what we will do is that in this session we will demonstrate simply how a discovery session goes to. And I've said that for me, a discovery session is immediately after a client reaches out, for example via Messenger or WhatsApp or email or via Facebook or a referral to a friend. This is the same thing I do for all those things. And so we are going to demonstrate using my wedding business and how, for example, I do a discovery session, how I book it, and I hope it will be helpful to you. So I will start by saying that most clients come to me through referrals and also through my website and social media. So what happens is that I get a lot of messages on my WhatsApp, through referrals by other people, and also through my email. So when I find a client's email, the first thing is to reply to them. And what I do is just I reply a simple email to them saying, hi, let me take an example that our client's called Frida. So I say, hi Frida, thank you for reaching out. I'm glad that you consider us for your wedding. And first of all, congratulations, you and your fiancé for making the decision to get married. And it will be a pleasure to work with you. So we do not mind sending you our packages. However, we do not have packages per se because we like customizing our quotations for the clients. So what I would like you to do is, can you please send me your phone number so that I can be able to reach out? So what they will do, they will send me the phone number. And when they send me the phone number, what I do, I just call them. And when I call them, this is how I do it, and I'll read the exact script how I do it. So, hi Frida, how are you? This is Jonathan from the J Creative Studio, and you requested our packages from us via email. Is that right? And they will say, yeah, that's right. So first of all, congratulations to you and your fiancé. It's a great honor. I also got married a few months ago, and it's such a great thing to get married, especially to the people you love. So how we approach our wedding film is different because we do not have packages for our clients. We customize packages for clients, a package for a client depending on their need or according to their need, so that they cannot have unnecessary pricey things that they do not need. So how do you feel about that? And most of them, they'll get very excited and they'll say, oh yes, by the way, some of the packages you should have some things that we do not need and all those things, blah 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 blah. And it's like they're putting them on my throat, and I tell them, oh yeah, that's very true. And that's how we realized that it's not wise to have packages for clients, because packages give some limit both upwards and downwards that you do not need. So then I continue. So to customize your wedding, I will need some information. Now we have come back to the conversation. So to customize your wedding, I would need a few more details about your wedding day and about what you want. So then then I can send your package, and then we can discuss from that. Is that okay? And she would say, yeah, sure, that's very okay. So I'd like your fiancé to be with you in the short meeting that we will have. Is that okay? And then maybe sometimes they say, yeah, that's okay. Some other people will say, my husband is quite busy, he's only available in the evening, and or maybe the weekends and all those stuff. And then I will tell them, if then there is no problem. If you are not available for physical meetings, then do you think you can have an online meeting, which you can schedule a 30 minutes meeting one of these evenings, so that you can be able to talk about the whole thing? Do you think that's possible? And most of them, they will say yes, it's possible. Those who are free, they will decide, okay, let's book a date so that you can come to the office, and then they will come to the office. But my main aim is that I have to make sure that I have a physical meeting with them, or I have an online meeting with them, that I can be able to see them, both the fiancé and the fiancée, both the groom and the bride, because I need them both to be there to make the decisions, not one person make the decision for the other, because that will bring problems later. So once they have decided for a meeting, then I will do something else before we go to the meeting, and I will tell them, oh, that's great. In the meantime, I will send you a link with a form that I need you to fill for me together with your fiancé. So this will give us the agenda for the meeting that we will have on this particular date. And also, I will send you a link to our website so that you can look at more work that you have done for clients. Hope you don't mind. And they will say, okay, that's sure. So where will the link come from? And tell them the link will come through WhatsApp, and I will send you the link to the form, and also a link to our website so that you can view. Hope that is okay. And they will say, great, that is okay. So first of all, let us pause there and talk about this form. So what is this form, and what is this form about? So I have a form on my website, and when you want to see it, you just go to www.thejcreative.com /pre-booking. So when you go to that form, and the link will be in the description below for you to see it, it entails their names, their contacts, their email addresses, where their wedding will be, their wedding ceremony, where their wedding reception will be, where the preps of the groom will be, where the preps of the bride will be, where the photo shoot will be, if they'll have a night session where it will be, and all those things will be lined up in that form. Also, my deliverables will be there. For example, do you want a photo book? Yes. If you want it, what size do you want? Do you want printables like mounts? Yes. If you want, which size do you want? Do you want calendars? Yes. Which size do you want? And all those things will give me a scope. And even ask them, do you have a wedding planner? Because if they have a wedding planner, then they have the budget to pay large amounts of money. If they don't have a wedding planner, then I can be able to be a bit lenient with them. But then those information helps me to qualify them. In fact, the main aim of this form is to qualify them so that I can see whether they are fit to have meeting with, so that they can be able to book me. Some of these forms come back and I realize that they are not even fit for business. So what I do, that in our meeting, I try, yes, have the meeting with them, but at the end of the day, I will advise them that I refer them to another photographer who is fit for them, that I am not fit for them. And so that is the importance of the pre-booking form that I offer via the link, so that they can sign. So one of the reasons that I insist about the discovery session is so that I can qualify them, whether they would afford my services, or either they are my kind of clients. Remember, each photographer has their own clientele, they have their own target audience, and so I would like to really serve the people that resonate with me. And so this is the place where I chaff them out. I tick this one, I cross this one, I tick this one. That's the more important. So now, once they have filled the form comes back to my email, and I see what they have filled. And then they go to the website, and they have seen the pictures, they have seen the portfolio, they have seen the prints, they have seen the photos and the videos, and they are happy about it. Or if they're happy about it, I don't know. If they are they are not happy, I don't know. So now let us come to the meeting, and this is the real discovery meeting. That was just a discovery form. Now this is the discovery meeting. So in the discovery meeting, once in the meeting, it's important for me to set the tone and to set the stage and to set that I am the one in authority, and that I am the one who makes the decision, and that they are the ones who need me more than I need them. But to be true to yourself, you also need them because you also need the money. But then mostly they need me. They have come to me because they need to have some solution to their problem, which is photography and video coverage. And so I need to set the stage and to be the one in authority. But how do I make sure that I am the one in authority? What I do is that I make sure I am the one who asks the questions. And the rule of sales is the one who asks the question is the one who has authority. The one who talks less is the one who has authority. The one who talks more loses the authority. The one who asks less questions has the less authority. And so make sure that you are the one who is asking the questions and you're the one who is talking less. Let the client talk more, because this session is for them so that you can understand them. Make sure that you talk less. So when they come to the meeting and we have some light moment, we greet one another, maybe we order a drink or we do some coffee in the office and all those stuff. To start the conversation off, we don't know what to talk about so much. Remember, the meeting is around 30 minutes, so we don't have all the time. So I go directly to the point, and this is how I do it. I ask them, for example, let me say Frida's fiance is called Simon, and I will say, so hey Simon and Frida, how may I help you? How can I help you? And then they will start saying, oh, now, okay, we have our wedding, and our wedding is in 2 months' time, and we need a good photographer. And so we want this kind of photography. We know that there are people who do photography, but there are different qualities of photography. And so we have come to you because we think that you can offer the kind you want. You also got your referral from Matthew and Martha, and so those are the people that we saw their wedding and we liked it, and so that's why we are here. Good. Then I will ask the second question. Oh, that's very nice, and I appreciate you considering us. Yeah, we did some weddings for Martha, and yeah, we did our best, and that's what we came up with, and we keep on improving. So to ask a question, did you look at our website? And if you did, how do you think about our work? And now they will give the praise. The reason why I'm asking this question is because I want them to agree in their heads that they like my work, so that the question cannot be about quality, the question will be about the money. So now I want them to be able to understand that they like my work already, so we are not going back to the quality of work. And so most of them will say, oh my god, we looked at your website, it was amazing, and there is this wedding we saw and we want the exact feel of that wedding. And now they will continue on and on about the website, now asking them more questions. How was the experience of the website, so that also I can improve on my website. And they will give me several questions and answers there, and I will answer them all, and then we will continue. After they have given me compliments about my pictures and about my work, then I can go to the next question. So in the website and the pictures you saw, how do you envision your wedding day in relation to photography and film? And this is where even the lady thrives, and they will say, okay, so I love these epic pictures where there is so much airiness in the images. My wedding day needs to be great. In fact, the reason why we chose this photo session venue is because we want great photos, like these stairs picture or these green landscape pictures, or sometimes they want in the swimming pool, and they will give so much experience about how they would want their wedding day to be like, the pictures they like, and they will give me all that, and I can be able to visualize how they want their wedding day to be like in terms of photography and film. So, and I'll tell them, so after you've taken the pictures, and by now you have seen that we do not struggle with taking good pictures, we take good pictures. After we take the pictures and we have come and edited them, what kind of deliverables do you want? And they tell them, do you want a photo book? And I tell them, yes, we want a photo book. They say, yes, we want a photo book. What size do they want? And this is where now I tell them the truth about some stuff, and I tell them that a photo book is quite pricey, and so these are the catalog of the photo books that we have, and these are the prices, and this is the catalog of the printables we have, and these are the prices. And now with that there, they can be able to make a decision about what they want and how they want it. Sometimes they want signing boards, sometimes they may want even calendars, and now this is the place where they will talk about deliverables and everything they need about deliverables. And then I will ask them a very simple question. From the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least important, 10 being the most important, where do you place photography? So for here, the client who places photography less than 5, I don't work with them because they do not really see the value of it. But any client who has 6 and above, that as a client I can work with. But then what I want to hear is that they value photography to the scale of 7 to 10. So when a person is 7 to 10, then those people really value photography, and they know that photography is expensive and that it needs to be paid good money for them to get something achievable. So that is usually one of my qualifying questions to see whether you guys are guys that I can work with, or do you don't value it. So then I will go to the question. So with that, is it that you are in the process of making a decision about a photographer, or you want to to get a quotation from me so that you can have several quotations from other photographers so that you can take to the committee? So this question is very important because I want to understand whether they need to make a decision before they leave the studio, or they have to give them permission to go, or I have to leave them to go and talk to the committee and for other people. So for those who say that we are coming here, we have already made the decision, we want now to get the quote so that we can give the money. For them now, I make sure that by that time we have even a contract together and they see the contract, and then now we make the decision and they get the quotation as soon as possible. For those people who are gathering quotations, I will just continue asking more questions so that I can be able to have a favorable quotation that is competitive to other photographers who will be vetted by the committee. So you can see that some of the questions that I am asking are very straightforward, and I know that people come and gather several quotations and then go vet, and I would like to understand that and to know, and I'd like them to know that I know that's what they do, so that now they can be a little bit more skeptical, wasting my time. And so those questions are straightforward, and they are straightforward because they need to understand them, and I need to understand them. And then once I have gathered all the information in the discovery session, now I can go down with all the information. I can be able to curate a quotation or a quote that is exactly fitting to their needs and want. If they want a drone, we'll add a drone. If they want underwater pictures, we will take care of that. But you see, if you just put a package with everything and you put a particular price, you don't even know where the bride is coming from. Maybe you are doing a wedding in Nairobi city center and the bride is coming from Kerugoya, and you just put a constant price as a package, and you have not taken care of that cost all the way to Kerugoya, sleeping then coming back the following day. So who will take care of that cost? And so it's important for me to, and for us to understand, so that when you are costing, for example, transport, you cost your transport to Kerugoya, sleeping in Kerugoya, coming back on Saturday morning, and your fuel back to, and you'll be able to cost all that. Then when the client says it's too expensive, you will tell them it is expensive because we have to go and photograph the bride all the way to Kerugoya. If you want this to become a little bit cheaper, there are two ways. Either bring the bride closer, let the bride come from somewhere closer in Nairobi, or you get another photographer in Kerugoya to be able to take the pictures there. And if it's okay, even if you get a Kerugoya photographer, you'll have to ship him to Nairobi because that's where the ceremony is. So the best thing is, then you have to pay for it, or then you get the bride closer to Nairobi. And those are the things you need to understand, or else if you don't run our business this way, then we'll always make losses, and people will not respect us as professionals. So the discovery session is more of a diagnosis, and it is the principle of a doctor. When you go to a doctor, the doctor does not poke you in your body to ask, are you feeling pain here? No, that's very uncomfortable. All he does, or she does, is ask you questions. So how have you been feeling? And you will say, I've been having some fever, I've been feeling some cold, I've been coughing, and I've been having some headache, and I've been shivering. When the diagnosis is done, and when he or she asks you that question, she can clearly eliminate from all the diseases that you might have and narrow down to this one infection. For example, this is a fever because it is malaria. This is a fever because this and this and this. And that's how every professional should be able to take his business. First of all, do a diagnosis and see whether there is something in your catalog of products and services that can solve the problem. If not, please don't waste your time. If there is, then continue, understand more information so that you can be able to offer them the best price and the best service. So that's all about the discovery session, and I hope that all of us will have the opportunity to put these things into practice. Make sure that you have a discovery session. make sure that you understand your client pretty well, because if you don't understand your client, then you're quoting for something you don't understand. And if you quote for something you don't understand, then you will underquote or you will overquote and then not get the job. So make sure that you have a discovery session. So if you have any questions, make sure that you put them in the comment section below. However, I am planning a webinar talking more about the discovery session, because I feel the YouTube video is so condensed. And so if you are interested in the discovery session, make sure that you click the link in the description below and register, because we are registering for the discovery session webinar. It's a free webinar. It will be on Google Meet. We want a registration of 100 people, so make sure that you click in the description below. That will be the first link below. Make sure that you click so that you can be able to register for the webinar. It will be in 2 weeks time, so make sure that you register. We talk about the discovery session and how a discovery session is held. There we will have role plays. You will be able to role play and ask me questions. We act that you are the client, I am the photographer, and now you will role play and you'll ask all your questions in that webinar, and then you will be able to understand how a discovery session goes. I'll give you also materials or the questions that I ask, or the PDFs of the questions and the questionnaires that I ask, because even after the discovery session, after they have booked me, then there is something called the pre-wedding questionnaire, where now I understand the day of the wedding. Like for example, who will be in the wedding, who is the most important person, is it the parents or is it the uncles, and all those things. What's the theme of your wedding, what's the feel, the emotion of your wedding. It's called a pre-wedding questionnaire, and those will be part of the discovery sessions. It's just that we don't have much time in these YouTube videos, so make sure that you register for the discovery session webinar down in the description below, and will be so amazing to see you there in the webinar. So with all that said and done, thank you for listening to us, and until next time, if you have not subscribed to our channel, make sure that you click on the red subscribe button below. It's big, you cannot miss it, so make sure that you click on it. You can also tell your friends to come and so they can click on it. We want more subscribers. Also make sure that you like the video. When you like the video, it becomes so good for the algorithm, because YouTube sees that you're watching these videos and it push this content to more and even more people. So make sure that you click on the like button. Also click on the bell notification button, so that every time we release a new video, you are notified and you don't miss a new video. Especially now we have come back with full force with more and more great content. And also make sure that you also register for the webinar down below. And also if you want to support us, be free to do so. So until next time, make sure that you learn